So a while back, Hello Dope Toys on their live stream did a pretty awesome deal.
I have a that morph that's sitting next to it. It's like blended in perfectly.
So it's seven
One,
figures?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, seven. Seven
It's 146.
Build-A-Figure pieces and then Kingpin.
I'd still do the whole thing for 100 right now. If somebody wants that whole wave for 100 right now, that's 7 figures for $100. Figures that retail at $25 a piece. So you're essentially saving $75 off of retail. Ship that shit out tomorrow. Holler at your boys. Shoot us a message. You're not going to find that on the site.
Maybe it'll ship out tomorrow.
Maybe.
It's a possibility that it might.
I'm just saying, guys, you're looking for a deal right now. You want some Ollie's Ross prices. That's about as good as we can do right now. $100, 7 figures. What's the Build-A-Figure? What's it fucking called?
The Hydra Stomper?
Hydra Stomper. Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure. $100, 7 figures. Right now. Message us on Instagram.
So then I decided, why don't I take them up on this? Now, keep in mind, I have not bought a full wave of Marvel Legends since Puff Adder. And before that, it had been a long, long time. I did end up buying the full wave of Age of Apocalypse because I wanted that Colossus. But really, all of that was on clearance anyway, so I didn't really pay that much. This is also on clearance. And what I really wanted was a Hydra Stomper. So then I have all these other figures. So how do they measure up? Well, this is a Disney Plus wave. This is all about TV shows. And what I didn't realize until I got them in hand was that there are 2 from each TV show. Except for Agatha is just the one. She's kind of standing on her own. So I decided, let's take a look at these and see what we got. So this is going to be a series. I'll wrap it up with the Hydra Stomper. I'll run it weekly, and the last week will be Hydra Stomper. Just something fun and different to do. So come with me. Let's take a look at the Hella Dope Disney Plus deal. I have to be super blunt. Secret Invasion was the absolute worst Disney Plus series of all. Bar none. You know, with the others, a little piece of some attempt at heart. Even if it's not much, I mean, there's something. I could find it in Moon Knight. I could find it in Miss Marvel. Hell, I could even find it in She-Hulk. But Secret Invasion was just kind of bleh. I mean, on paper, that ending of the first episode was pretty cool. The execution of it, yeah. And just about everything in the entire show was just like, what the hell? So, I will say when I realized Secret Invasion was in this wave, I was kind of like, But I did get surprised. Especially by this Nick Fury. He's actually not a bad looking figure. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's goatee is a little bit more bushy, but you know what? That works. And with the beanie hat off, he's a pretty badass MCU Nick Fury who could be Nick Fury Jr. So I'm not wrong. I'm not too disappointed here. Now, he's got several flaws. And I'll get to those in a moment. But overall, I mean, this really is a decent look for Nick Fury. I like it. The head sculpt, head and face are really good. Spot on for Colonel Fury. I think the detailing on the jacket is really good too. Now, of course, that's where we start getting to the downside, is when we start talking about articulation, because to be blunt, the coat gets in the way of articulation. Not as bad as some figures are in this little way, but this is pretty noticeable. Then again, you could argue Nick Fury's not exactly doing Spider-Man poses. So there's that. His weapons, well, let me just put it this way. When you talk about G.I. Joe classified rubber weapons, yeah, these are about in that same vein. So, I don't know, maybe they're trying to convince us that it really is a company-wide problem, that everybody has problems with their weapons. And it's not just Joe Classified. Maybe they're just trying to say Joe Classified. Say, look, everybody has this problem. I don't know, but these things are rubber at their best level. They look pretty good, but yeah, you really aren't going to get much out of them. And, you know, with that, the cap that Nick comes with is pretty cool. Slips on really easy and stays on and comes right off. No complaints there, although I think he looks better without it. As far as paint and detail, I mean, again, spot on. Looks perfect to the show and looks pretty good as a standalone. I kind of, against my better judgment, I kind of dig it. I mean, it's not terrible. I was really expecting this one to let me down because I really just didn't like the way Samuel L. Jackson looked in that show. And getting it in hand, I was like, no, this is good. I can use this for Nick Fury even in my comic displays. If I just say it's Nick Fury Jr., it works. I like it. I mean, it works for me. So I will say, out of this wave so far, this has been a pleasant surprise. This is a figure I had no intention of buying. I only bought for the Build-A-Figure piece, and I ended up actually liking it. So there is that. That always adds to your experience when you get a surprise. And this one is a definite surprise to me. I mean, is he perfect? Nah, I mean, it's not the best look for Nick Fury, but it's not terrible. And I had to think back for a minute. Yeah, I remember when I watched the trailers for Secret Invasion, and I would see Nick. I didn't think he looked that bad. You know, it was in the show he looked rough. But during the actual, you know, I guess it was just when we didn't know anything and we were just watching the previews. Yeah, looked pretty cool. I remember thinking the first trailer would look pretty cool. I went back and rewatched it, and I'm like, going, why did I think that? I don't even know. But I do know. I guess hindsight can't be 20/20 all the time, because watching it now, it's like, I know what happens there, I know what happens there, I know what's happened there. Before, I didn't know anything, so maybe I got my hopes up. I don't know. Anyway, I like this Nick Fury. He's pretty cool. Is he perfect? No. Not at all. I have a feeling I'm going to trade out his weapons at some point, but for right now, I'll keep him with those and just hope for the best. But that'll wrap up Infinite Realms for now. Take care, guys.